So let's talk about food. What are some of your favorite food items?
So, being a foodie person, I am always eager to explore different delectable flavors.
Mm-hmm.
But I especially like non-veg meals,
Mm-hmm.
and I must admit that seafood is one of my favorite cuisines.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good. What foods are popular in your country?
Uh, in my country, so in India, there are a variety of food.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so the food,
Mm-hmm.
just a minute.
Hmm. Oh, you don't have to really look at your sheet. Whatever comes to your mind.
Okay. Okay. So there are countless number of dishes,
Hmm.
and each state has its own specialty in
Hmm.
terms of food.
Hmm.
So the Indian food is a blend of aromatic spices and
Mm-hmm.
flavorful ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which makes it special from the other Western countries.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
there are various methods to cook as well. Just like my favorite is tandoori, that
Ah.
is traditional clay oven in which
Mm-hmm.
you marinate the food and heat it with charcoal and wood.
Good. Repeat the same thing. Now talk to me. Now you're like thinking and पूर्ण notebook मधलं असं जमा केलं ना. Now talk to me. All right. You tell
Actually,
me something interesting. Everything was right. I'm not saying that. Just add the emotion in that. This was
hmm,
emotionless, dead piece of information.
okay.
What foods are popular in your country? In my country, there are spices, and it's a blend of spices. So it is very different than Western culture. What happens is like you're not talking to me. You're
Hmm,
gathering information. Okay. So it makes a lot of difference when it comes to expressing yourself in terms of the information as is the spoken English and written English. In spoken English, it's a sound that you're speaking to the other person. Got it?
hmm,
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm. Yes. Again, repeat it and talk to me. What foods are popular in your country, Pooja? Hi,
So,
Pooja. Other Pooja. She's there.
mhm.
Hey, hi, Pooja. I
Hi.
just joined. Actually, I traveled from Mumbai to Nasik. Now I reached like around
Okay.
12:30.
Okay. Good.
I
You have
have.
reached already.
Sorry,
You have
pardon.
already reached.
Yeah, I reached Nasik.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Perfect planning. This is how it should be. Very well.
So
All right.
I have prepared two of the like part what we can
Okay.
say the
Yes.
what
Topics.
topic. Yes.
Okay.
So like while coming only in the train, I have worked on it.
No
So
problem. Okay. I'll ask you those. Okay. Let me know
sure,
the topics which you have worked on. I'll ask you those. All right.
for sure,
Yes.
Pooja. Yeah, thank you.
What foods are popular in your country? Repeat the same thing. Talk to me. Talk to Pooja Sudke as well, as if we are sitting on a table having coffee. हे तुमच्या कंट्रीमध्ये काय मिळतं? As if I'm Russian and she's Australian and you're Indian. Okay? Just imagine like that. Okay? And then tell me. Yes.
Okay, so there are countless dishes famous in my country.
Yeah.
So the Indian food is a blend of aromatic spices and flavorful ingredients.
Hmm.
So there are various methods as well to cook the food. I'll tell you one of my favorites, that is tandoori.
Mm-hmm.
It is basically a traditional clay oven,
Mm-hmm.
and we heat the food in charcoal and wood inside
Mm-hmm.
it after marinating it with curd and
Mm-hmm.
some spices.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Good. So, what foods are popular in your country? So, you can talk about the spicy food. You can give some names as well, other than only tandoori. Okay. And again, it's a very generic question. It's not about your favorite as well. So, give
Actually,
me
the
more
next
variety.
question is about the
Yeah.
famous dishes. So I thought
Yeah.
that I should name the dishes in that question.
Sure. Okay. Okay. So, what foods are popular in your country? You can say, I think India is known for, spicy food, since we have
Mhm.
variety of spices across the region. And since it's a diverse country, you didn't need to remember this. Country means there's no
Have-
one thing. In India, there's no one thing when it comes to country. It has got diversity. Okay, multiple options. So you can say that since due to this diversity of the country, I think we get a lot of spices, variety of spices in different regions. So the food like A, B, C, D, just name them. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And also it is known for different types of desserts. Okay. At
Right.
the other end of the spectrum, we have this like spicy se leke sweet tak sab kuch famous hai. All right.
Mm.
So what are the some of the famous dishes of your country?
So in each part of the country, there are different dishes associated with it. So like if we learn about North India, there
Mm-hmm.
is rajma chawal, that is rice with kidney beans curry,
Mm-hmm.
and we have buttery lentil.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in South India, we have idli and dosa, that is rice cakes and
Mm-hmm.
rice crepe.
Mm-hmm.
In Western, we have a famous dish known as puran poli, that is a sweet Indian flatbread filled with jaggery.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
these
you have
are
found all the definitions of all the desserts.
yes.
Nice. All right. Good. Okay. Nice. Do you enjoy cooking?
Not really. Uh, I'm not a big fan of cooking because in India the recipes are too complex, and
Okay.
there are plethora of ingredients and spices that we have
Hmm.
to remember. So
Right.
I think it's just easy to order a food that is delicious and healthy as well.
Oh God. All right. Good answer. All
Okay.
right. Pooja, are you there in the class? Pooja Sutke?
Yes,
See.
Pooja, I'm there. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Which
lost
topic?
for a minute. Yeah,
Yes.
but
Okay. Which topics have you covered?
I have covered like tourism and
Mm-hmm.
like some like few part of daily routine.
Okay. All
Tourism
right.
and daily. Hmm.
Okay. Let me ask you a few questions on tourism. Pooja
Okay.
Patil, please work on your ideas as well parallelly. What answers you have for the same questions. Same
Okay.
goes for you, Pooja. When she is answering, okay, you have
Uh-huh.
to also keep your ideas parallelly ready in your mind. That what could I answer? Or if there's something interesting in the answer of the other student, you can also note parallelly. Okay. So yes, tourism. So which places would you recommend to a visitor to your country?
Okay. So, our country, India, is flourish with different culture, weather, historical moments, and being the believer of God.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, many pilgrimage places to explore. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you are a spiritual person, or if you're a spiritual person, then you can visit the northern part of a country, and
Mm-hmm.
even the landscape looks exotic, and anyone can experience spiritual activities over there.
Right. Okay. Why not southern part of the country? South of India is full of temples.
Yes, so
No.
like if I recommend, if you are a beach lover or a nature lover, then you
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
easily visit the southern part of our country. Mhm.
Hmm. Don't say southern. In that case, it will be western and eastern coastal lines. Okay.
Western is the coastal
Like
line. Yes,
south of India, but again in that there should be the coastal lines. So beach. North
correct.
India doesn't have any beaches. Right.
True.
All right.
Hmm.
Do a lot of tourists visit your country?
Yes, every year, a lot of tourists from like different part of our world visits our country.
Okay. All right. How can we replace tourists? And a lot of.
A lot of
How do I replace a lot of?
uh,
Just write down. Write down. A lot of. Whenever they say a lot of, we cannot say the same thing, right? We have to showcase that I know a different word than a lot of.
lot
So a
of
lot of can be
ma-
basic word
uh,
is many,
many.
uh, then several. But when it is like
Okay.
lot of, okay, you
Hmm.
can say countless. I don't have a
Oh.
count. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't have a number.
Correct.
Innumerable.
Innumerable.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a deluge of deluge मतलब ऐसे झुंड में आते हैं. Something when
Correct.
it is excess, that is called as deluge of travelers, in certain regions at certain time. सब जगह पर सब time पे नहीं होते. It's a certain time of the year or
Hmm.
certain time of the week only you'll find these tourists. Okay.
Correct.
Countless, innumerable. Yes. Okay.
Hmm.
Tourists flood. Okay. They flood.
Uh,
Flood means
Yes.
again, एक साथ जाते हैं.
Start.
Okay.
Yes.
They gather together. Hmm?
Yes. Flood or gather, right?
Hmm. Hmm. What are the other words for tourists?
Tourist visitors.
Yes, yes, very well. And there are visitors, no?
Visitors.
Local visitors, international visitors. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Then
Uh,
travelers,
travelers.
yeah, explorers. If you're talking about the treks and all, okay, you can also
Trekkers.
trekkers, explorers. So I'm not saying everywhere you can use all these words, but I'm just saying that there are different words for tourists. So visitors
Correct.
and travelers would be a common word, but rest all you can just replace. Try not to use.
Okay.
Country. What are the different words for country?
Nation.
Nation. Then not necessary replacement of
Motherland.
the motherland.
Motherland.
Yeah. Okay. You can also say host country. Not necessarily again in the same question. I'm not saying literally replace the word country with this, but wherever there's a context, okay, right context, you can use it. Host country is the country where people go. For example, if we are having some kind of games like Olympics, so we can host so we are the host country. We are hosting the game. Okay. And we can also say geographical boundaries. Within the geographical boundaries. Okay. We can also say crossing the borders means you are going to other countries. Okay, something like that. I'm not saying again country means literally means all of them. I'm just saying giving context of when you say you're crossing the borders of the country and all, you can use this. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Sure. Even economy of the country, economy of the nation, but again the country word is not replaced there, no? Okay. So to say the same thing, I would say do a lot of tourists visit your country? Yes, every year innumerable travelers, crisscross the nation's boundaries for different reasons. Few of them would be for the religious reasons. These days, even medical tourism has boomed. So people come to places like Kerala for spa, massage, for their, for curing some diseases. On the other side, there's a spiritual tourism where North of India and South of India is known for. At certain times of the year, there'll be pilgrimages, and people of all age groups attend these. Okay. And
Okay.
then you can also talk about, some kind of adventurous activities which India is known for. Okay.
Yes.
You can give 2 or 3, not all.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So what do these tourists usually do wherever wherever they visit? So what do they usually do there?
Okay.
It's kind of
So,
repeating the same thing.
so based on the travelers' liking, like they visit the different parts of a country. Some came just for relaxation or exploring like the spiritual activities or visiting our like did jungle safaris to know the different species available in our country.
Very good. All right. So what do they usually do? Yes, different people. So always talk broad like an umbrella and then try to divide prominently. Okay. So use these words, frequency words. This is generic. Okay. Use frequency words like frequency words. Generally, normally, usually. Okay.
Okay.
Usually, normally, mostly, majority of them. Okay. Then you can also say sometimes. Okay. Often people go for this. Rarely. Then it becomes less. Okay. Occasionally. So on and so forth. All right. Once in a year. All these are frequencies. So give my frequencies in your answers when you are dividing the answers. Okay. Into 2 or 3 categories. So you'll say generally people go for this, or also they try this. Occasionally people also do this. It's like 70, 20, 10. Okay, 70% of the people go for A reason, then B reason, and this. Or else if you think, oh, there are so many things, I can't really put it in 2 or 3, then you should say normally, more than 50%, or you can say most of them do this. And there are other areas also that are being covered. Okay, whatever the topic is in the sense. Okay.
Gotcha.
Whatever you remember, you put it. Otherwise, you can just put them in one group and say there are other reasons why people travel to country as well. Is your country expensive for most tourists?
Expensive.
Yeah.
You are asking of to say, is your country expensive for most tourists, right?
Yeah.
No, like on the contrary side, I believe it is quite cheap compared to many other countries. Like the food is extremely cheap and easily or readily available. Even travelers, like a travel fare is affordable as well.
All right. You can say since most of the travelers are from the developed countries, they find it economical, affordable, to be in India. Okay, because it's a developing country, so our economy is quite affordable for them as per the standards. Okay.
Okay.
If you go to, I guess, Thailand and all these places, if I'm not wrong, they sell these daily products. Thailand, Bali, right? All these places, uh, which looks like to us, like 1 lakh their currency, baht and all. Okay, baht, that is their currency, I guess. So for us, they are like, they are even poor countries, poorer than India. Okay, so for us, it is affordable. But when you go to US, you end up buying one bottle and then you start counting. What? 400 rupees a bottle? Okay. So that's not affordable. Got it? Yes. So is India expensive? No. Since most of the tourists are from the developed countries, I think it's quite affordable. So what are the words for expensive or affordable? Different words for expensive and cheap. I'll take next is cheap, but expensive. Other word for expensive. What? Something is expensive. In a negative tone, if you want to say this, anybody
Pricey,
can. Pricey, she's acting pricey. Okay. Yes.
costly, overpriced.
Costly, overpriced, right? Not worth. Okay. Not worth the cost. Okay.
About the budget.
Above the
over
budget, over
Yeah.
budget. Yes, very well.
Overpriced.
Yes.
Valuable.
Okay. Beyond my reach. Okay.
Mm.
It's valuable. Okay, it's a positive, but okay.
And there's one this idiom, no, dash to the pocket.
It burns holes in the pocket. Yeah. Burns hole in the pocket. That means quite expensive. You spend a fortune. Since you mentioned idioms. Okay. It costs you an arm and a leg. In India, I don't know if you use it, but in friend circle, social circle, we use this. If you want to buy this item and sometimes these items are too expensive. Let's assume कि किसी को iPhone लेना है, किसी को BMW लेना है, बोले कि अच्छा BMW लिया क्या? क्यों भाई? किडनी बेच के लेना पड़ेगा. You understand? People say like that. Okay. So just imagine that only. Like cost you an arm and a leg means imagine you have to give your arm and a leg. That means it's going to probably cripple you.
That's costly.
Cripple your finance actually देखा जाए तो. But this is how it can be remembered.
How to use this in a sentence? Like, for example,
So you can
burns a
simply
hole in the
say
pocket.
it will. You can say I bought this particular item. Okay, whatever BMW or whatever gadget that you have bought, and you can say it costed me an arm and a leg.
Acha, okay.
Okay, that means so please use it carefully. All right, it's not free. It has costed me an arm and a leg. All right, so use it carefully.
And I had to spend a fortune for it.
Yeah, I had to spend a fortune to get it for you. All right, so use it carefully. It burned a big hole in my pocket. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Did you understand? That's expensive.
Yes.
Ta-da! Cheap. Tell me cheap. I've taken the screenshot. I'll share with you all. Okay. Cheap.
Budget friendly.
Budget friendly. Yeah. Yes. Then everybody can contribute. There's Divya also in the class. Hi, Divya. Please contribute.
Divya.
Something which is cheap.
Affordable.
Affordable. Yes.
Affordable.
Cheap is a cheap word. Please do not use it very often. Okay.
Expensive.
Expensive, not expensive, less expensive.
Inexpensive.
Inexpensive. Oh, yes. Okay. Think of a cheap cheap, whatever, cheap.
Reasonable.
Reasonable, yes. Think of some item, then you'll get these words. Reasonable. Okay.
Now only you said the economic.
Economical. Okay. Then pocket friendly.
Pocket friendly, yes.
Worth the price.
Yes, the price, yeah.
Okay. Sometimes it may not be cheap, but when people are buying it, it's worth the price. It's a neutral word, I can say. More on the positive side, but then it is I think
Easily available.
easily accessible, available. Okay, but not exactly, but
Uh-huh.
it's more about availability, not cheap. I think it costs you dime.
Right.
A dime. Dime means कुछ भी नहीं. Okay, एकदम cheap है. Do you understand? These are the words that should come to your mind quickly. Okay, then you'll be able to make that impression in the examination. All right, and use them interchangeably. All right. Oh,
It costed me a dime. Right?
yeah. Yes. Dash a dime, 12 a dime, dozen a dime, something like that. There's a phrase also. Okay. What are some famous landmarks in your country? That's the last question to Pooja Sood, okay? What are some famous landmarks in your country?
Some of the famous landmark in our country are like temples, like you can see Bara Jyotirlinga for all these spiritual visitors, even Taj Mahal, or you can Ajanta Arola or Khajuraho, Hampi, if anyone is interested in historical thing, or many beaches in our Goa, Konkan, or the western, what you can say, western coastal side, if anyone is beach or nature lover.
Very good. All right. I thought you would say Taj Mahal.
Yeah, seven wonders. It is one of the seven wonders, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mentioned Taj Mahal also.
Did you mention? I didn't
Yes,
hear.
Taj
Okay.
Mahal or Ajanta Arola, if they are interest in historical things.
Okay. I heard Hampi, Ajanta, Ellora. Arola. It's coming Arola. Okay, it's
Ellora,
Ellora.
okay.
Yeah.
Before
Right.
that, I mentioned Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal. Okay. Okay. All right. So it is one of the seven wonders of the world. And so these are the famous landmarks. Actually, Qutub Minar, Char Minar, even the South Indian temples, there are a lot of these. Okay, what are the words for landmarks or something which can be used in this question? Now, don't think literal landmarks, but what are the famous landmarks?
Famous places.
Yes, places, simple word. Spot, okay. Must travel, must visit areas. Okay, then famous. Which are the famous spots? Touristy spots. Okay. Attraction, tourist attractions. Oops, sorry. Tourist attractions. What else comes to your mind? What are the famous landmarks in your country? So we can also use the word monuments. It doesn't mean like any landmark, specific landmark, historical monuments. Okay.
Does sightseeing come?
Oh, yes. Yes. Sightseeing. It's sightseeing. Okay. Then
Landscapes.
Landscapes, yes. Like snow-clad mountains and all, you can use this. Okay. Yes.
Exotic places.
Oh, yes.
Exotic places, yeah.
That you'll not find everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. So what are the famous landmarks in our country? Again, our country has got diverse nature and everything is diverse. When it comes to language, we have diversity. When it comes to culture, we have diversity. Food, diversity. Festival, diversity. Okay. Living, like lifestyle, there's diversity. Right? So whenever they're asking about these questions, you can say that, due to the diversity of the nation, okay, I think this answer cannot be justified in a sentence or two. You understand what I'm saying? You really cannot cover everything in 2 sentences or 3 sentences or in a minute or time. All right. This is an extensive answer, but just to put few of them, ऐसे करके use it. You understand? Use this logic that this answer is going to be a very long answer, but I'm just putting few of them in front of you. That's the logic of answering this question. Like India is a vast country with diversity, and due to its diversity and variety, there are a lot of things I can go on and on. But just to put few from the list, topmost from the list, I can talk about A, B, and C, and just leave it. Okay. Yes, famous landmarks. Yes, we can talk about the historical monuments. We can talk about the monuments, temples. Okay, or the famous places. Oh God. Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
All right. Then you can talk about some places which are naturally, uh, naturally, what is the right word? Doned or adorned. Okay, that means itne sundar hai. Okay, that beauty, natural beauty is something which you can. It's an exotic place to visit. Like you really don't get the same thing everywhere, anywhere. All right, like certain waterfalls, certain
Kashi.
snow-clad mountains. Okay, certain weather conditions, right? Even it's a tropical area, so you can use this word also. As a country, there's a tropical weather condition everywhere, so you can use this when it comes to nature. If you're talking something of the nature, start using these words as well. Tropical, since India is a tropical country, we have different landscapes, that's how you can use. Okay, all right, Amita, are you there in the class?
Yes.
Good. Let's talk about something specific. Sports. Do you like sports?
I'm not very much into sports, but I see my brother and my husband watching sports like cricket. They,
Uh-huh.
whenever there is a match held in, sorry, I got blank.
Are we going to
So
have
whenever
lunch
there,
together? Itna lamba answer. Quick, quick.
mm,
So do you
I'm
like
not,
sports?
I'm not
Huh.
much into sports, but yeah, whenever there is cricket going on, so I see my husband and my brother watching
Ah,
cricket.
right. That's it. Okay. Whenever there are match tournaments or series, IPL, no use any of these. I see my brother and I
Hmm.
accompany. See ke badle I accompany sometimes my brother and
Yeah.
husband. Okay. So do you enjoy watching sports?
At times I do enjoy watching sports. Even though I don't understand sports that much,
Uh-huh.
I keep on questioning them.
Uh-huh.
So, to which they don't promptly answer, but yes.
All right, you're telling us the experience. All right. Do you enjoy watching sports? I am not a sports person. That's what you already mentioned. So as I mentioned that. But yes, at times I enjoy watching when somebody explains it to me, when I have some queries. All right. Especially of exactly what happened in the sports or what's happening in the sports when I'm watching. All right. Do you enjoy participating in any sports?
Oh, well, I don't really participate in any sports due to my hectic job schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever there is whenever the office conducts any kind of sports, so I make sure that I attend the sports event and enjoy them to my best.
Okay. All right. So you don't participate, right?
Yes.
Huh. Why did you take so much of time in framing the answer? Right. So tell me all the truths. Most of you see, you should be trying to follow certain pattern. Okay, the pattern is you have to speak truth. Okay, nothing else.
I
Start speaking
really,
truth.
I,
Otherwise,
I didn't get you. I mean, I lost you
okay,
in between, Pooja.
okay. I said that you have to follow the path of truth, like Gandhiji said. If you say the
Mm-hmm.
truth, you can actually answer it quickly. Otherwise, you're framing the answer out of guilt and regret, and you're thinking, how should I put it? Like, actually, I don't watch sports, but then how do I put it? Okay, don't beat around the bush. Simply say, do you enjoy participating in any sports? No, not really. I've not been a sports person in my entire life. Say that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But I do watch, as I said. So, but I don't participate. All right. Which sports
Okay.
are most popular in your country? Now the focus has shifted from the person to general. All right. Which sports are most popular in your country?
So in my country, we hockey being the national game, So it is most popular. But apart from hockey, cricket has taken over hockey. So I believe cricket is the most popular game that is played
A wrong
in
answer.
the country. Why
Is hockey
cricket
popular?
not that popular?
No. Then why would you say most popular? Why would you say most popular the first thing as hockey? Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, most popular means ranking wise.
Mm-hmm.
It was earlier popular. And in fact, you
Was
can say
popular earlier.
although hockey is a national game, I think if I have to talk about the most popular, cricket is the most popular. I think nothing beats cricket, not even football.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I
Yes,
add some?
yes.
Actually, hockey is no longer the national game of India.
Oh, is it?
Is
Then
it?
which one?
Currently, India has no national game.
Why?
Oh.
I mean, oh, this is a news to me.
All right. So we are in the GK of 2020-21. So there are some updates in 23. All right. But yes, what we are trying to tell is the most popular means superlative degree. Superlative
Right.
degree means the top one. So why would you use something which is not popular first and then say this, right? So you should say which sports are most popular. I think cricket tops the list. Don't say the most popular sports in India is cricket. Sounds
Okay.
like a by-hearted answer. You should say, I think cricket tops the list. अब ये लिख के लो कहीं पर तो something tops the list. List means there's a long list.
Tops.
Yeah, 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5, and this goes on and on and on and on. Okay, so सबसे ऊपर कौन सा है? Cricket. So when
Okay.
they ask you these questions, and note this for what do you like? Okay, the most. Okay, या फिर where do you travel the most? Or where do you want to travel the most? Who's your best friend? Okay, ये सब superlative degrees है ना? You might have like multiple choices in your mind, and you're just organizing them. कौन सा पहला है? कौन सा पहला है? Okay, that's when that thought comes to your mind. You should use this. Something tops the list. Okay, here cricket tops the list. Okay, cricket is in the first category or first in the list instead of the tops the list. Did you understand? For anything, you can use it. For example, which are your favorite foods? You can say tandoori tops the list. I have a long list of favorite foods, but I guess tandoori tops the list. Do you understand?
Yeah.
समझ में आया? सबको? Everybody?
Yes.
Somebody's having
Yes.
lunch. Pooja, what's there for lunch?
Ma'am, I haven't had lunch yet.
Pooja, other Pooja, who is on mute. She's munching on something. उसका office है ना? So 1:30 is
No,
her
I'm not.
lunch time.
No. Actually, mummy is asking me to just have a lunch because just now I traveled, so she
Okay.
insisting
Alright.
me to have
Yeah.
something while on call.
Have something. I can understand. I can imagine. All right. So, Amit, you can have your lunch, okay? No problem. But then keep
Okay.
your ears open. All right.
Yes. For
Yes.
sure.
What's your
Thank
favorite sport? Sport. Sorry. Amita. All awkward questions. She doesn't like sports and she has to choose something. So you can say, as I said, I'm not a sports lover, but if I have to choose one, I'll go for cricket. This is how it should be. Okay, suddenly don't become, somebody who is somebody who appreciates sports. You have to be in your same character. What's your favorite sport? And
I was actually planning to say that, as I mentioned, that I have no keen interest for sports. However, I do enjoy badminton, outdoor activities such as badminton.
All right. So you can say, now, as I mentioned, when you say that, I'm not a sports person. However, okay, so fair enough. It's spoken English is fine, but it sounds a little weird, as I mentioned. So I thought you're going again negative, and suddenly you say, however. Okay, all right. I'm not much keen on sports, however, don't say as I mentioned here. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, chalega, anyways, no problem. Then, when did you first become interested in sports? Again, you're not interested in sports. Okay, I think most of the questions will be deleted in the sense they won't be asked to you. They'll be skipped. Okay,
so in this scenario, does the interviewer reframe the questions?
Yes. They'll skip certain questions. Okay, they might ask something like this. How often do you participate in sports? Okay, let's answer this. How often do you participate in sports?
So whenever there is a sports event in my office, I do participate. I give my best shot there. Or else any sports event that would be held in my complex. So
Okay.
yeah.
Very rarely you should say occasionally. So I told you use frequency words. How often means frequency. So use the frequency word stating that very occasionally. Okay. Sometimes when we have this occasion, right? जब भी occasion होता है तभी occasion क्या है? Office में या फिर building में. That's called as occasion. All right. How often do you participate? Occasionally. Whenever they ask you this, how often, please use frequency words. Occasionally, sometimes, rarely, mostly, once in a week, once in a month. All these are frequencies. Okay. Ah. Oh. What equipment do you need? Badminton bat. Racket.
Badminton bat.
Okay. Okay. Yes. All right. So we are going to focus on part 2 now. Okay. And everybody has to prepare on this. Divya, are you there in the class? Divya, are you there in the class? नहीं हाँ अच्छा ठीक है. So there's a long list of part 2 in this, which I'll share with you. You have to prepare for a minute's time. Actually, don't prepare more than a minute's time in the ideal scenario. In the examination, don't get anything more than a minute. But right now, if you think I really don't get any ideas in this topic, then you can prepare for like 5 minutes, not more than that. Don't put 15, 20 minutes in this, 5 minutes. Okay. Now, I'll tell you how I would really prepare as a candidate, right? Describe an event you organized. If this is the first question, I can read the options of vocab down there, right? Decent past, required meticulous preparation, grand success, cultural, sporting, charity, came up with an idea, appreciated teamwork, So you can use any of these and more words, not only restricted to these, but you can say, well, in the recent past, we have organized a blood donation camp, in the society or as a part of NGO. Like, in what capacity you did it? Was it part where you're secretary of the building, or in the organization as an HR you did it, or were you part of some NGO, or you just helped out your friend? Give me some background. So when you describe something, the first thing is like understand you're the director of this movie. This is a movie. Okay, I'm going to ask you the answer. You're going to answer in such a way that you're going to tell me a story. Okay, that story should have a background. Okay, background means what? You have to tell me the time, place, where and when. You have to take me to that place. Okay, ये कब की बात है, right? और ये कहाँ की बात है, right? Then you can tell me, your role, like what were you doing there? Okay, you have to probably define a little more about with whom you participated. Okay, was it family, friends, in what capacity, what title you had. Okay, and then the story goes on. All right. And the story should be weaved one sentence in the other sentence. Don't tell me one sentence and then the other sentence and then sentence after sentence. Okay, that's where it will be story begins. All right, that's where it will be differentiated, that you know how to tell a story or you are just speaking out sentences. All right, so it should roll out as if you are giving some information to the other person in the form of a story. All right, so you have to use a lot of connectors. Connectors means what happened, then what happened, after that what happened, before this what happened. Okay, how did you manage to get this? Okay, what did you like in that? So whatever stories you have to use connectors, because, so, thus, therefore, okay, due to, and try to wind it up after speaking for a minute, minute and a half, because you won't see the timer in the examination, but you realize that I've given 2 interesting points with an explanation. That means it's time to wind up. All right. So for about that event also, I have to give the minor, very microscopic details at the beginning, like where and when it was. First 30 seconds are taken care of. Then I have to give something really important about that event. Okay. And then talk about one point, explain it, talk about the other point, explain it, and then wind up. Just like your mini essay. All right. Let's try to put the 1-minute timer and try to put the information. Okay. Just hold on. Everybody with me? Now don't get distracted for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Just be with me. Don't do any parallel work. All right. I'll just clear this. I'm sharing the clock with you now. Can you see the clock? Right? Everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm doing this exercise for you. Now see what happens in a minute's time. Okay, describe an event. I'll talk about blood donation camp. Okay, where in society, as a secretary, I did this. Okay, then when it was in December 2022, okay, how many people participated? Let's say 80. Okay, all young, old. How did I do it? What did I do in that? I did marketing, and we used app digital marketing. Okay, then we spread the awareness. Okay, and what else? Was it successful? Yes, it was successful. Then what did I learn from this? I learned communication, patience. Probably when we donated, we realized the importance of blood donation. Okay, and I would like to do it again. Yes. All right, I'm excited about it. Okay, so this is how I'll be thinking to myself in a minute's time. Okay, now I'll be speaking. Ta-da, time up. Okay, now I'll be speaking with references the same. I can add more. Okay, I can organize it, but 90% you should say the same thing so that you don't fumble. Okay. Well, out of all the events that I've organized in my life, the one event which popped up in my head was the December 2022 blood donation camp, which was in our society. So, as a secretary of the society, we had taken this initiative as a committee, and I was the one who was leading it. I remember that many youngsters had taken part in this, and we all together organized a committee to understand, how this event has to be planned. Uh, so we started spreading the awareness about it by marketing the information prior, almost a month prior. And we used this digital marketing. A few of the youngsters had just learned and were in learning the marketing and using these WhatsApp messages and all. So that really helped us to spread this information across the different societies around. I must say it was a successful event because we had almost 80 odd people of all age groups. There was as young as like 21-year-old person because I guess we had restricted to 18 plus. And the oldest I remember was 56 years old. So it was overall a successful campaign. And what I learned about it would be definitely the way that we communicate to the people. So I guess the team communicated to the entire society how important blood donation is and how it is helping the other members of the society who are in dire need of the blood. We also gave some appreciation awards and certificates to the participants. And I must say, I learned patience through this, patience in dealing every aspect of the event. And I'm quite excited to probably organize it once again and be part of it once again if I get an opportunity. Thank you. And this is how I'll try to wind up. Now I can see the timer. There's a reason I can adjust the pace. But then if I don't know the timer, I can still do that by just spacing out the two short stories in that and then time to wind up. Okay. If I don't speak enough, the person will use the gesture, continue with the hand. Okay. Then I have to keep adding. Okay. Let's assume that, I have 30 more seconds and I'm almost done with this. And I've just completed 1.5 minutes only. Okay. Then the person will say continue with their hand because they're not supposed to speak. The moderators are not supposed to speak. All right. They will just probably use the gesture, continue. There's still more time left. Okay. Then what else can I add in the same story? Well, so this was the event to which I organized along with my team members, and I'm quite thankful to my team members that they all thought of this because generally most of the events that we had organized in the past were cultural events and things which are related to the society, even waste management events. But this was one of the unique events which I participated in, and I realized the importance of it when I visited the cancer patients just a month prior, and I realized that what problems and struggles they have to go through, especially the blood cancer. And when there's a blood transfusion, which is pending for more patients, and they really do not have the access to the blood, stop. There's a stop in between. And that's where I'm to, whatever my idea is, I have to stop. You understand? So this is asking to add something, and I'm just adding something which is relevant but not repetitive as much as possible. Okay, if you can't think of anything, you can repeat whatever you said. You can just go round and round the same, like a merry-go-round. Okay, but try not to. Okay, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, what did you understand? Create the background. Okay, tell us when and where things happen. Then tell us, whom you were with, or with whom did you try this activity, or wherever you traveled. If there's a possibility that in the picture, in the scene, there are more people. Okay, your family, friends, you can tell that whenever it is applicable. Then you can talk about, how did you plan this entire event? Okay, and then you can talk about the sequence of something like you have to add on in terms of what did you learn, what did you do, okay, how did you do it? So all the WH questions, something that you can add on as a story. Now the questions don't look like this. The questions look actually like this. I'll take you to the question. So you have these pointers. These are part 1 questions. Sorry, Amita taught me one method. Okay, so here am I, here. Okay, so the questions would be something like this. Can you see this? Talk about a vacation or a holiday that you spent in group of other people. Okay, so the question will be followed by 3 pointers, and you have to work on these pointers. So try to follow the same sequence as much as possible. So when you're preparing for part 1, in a way you're preparing for part 2 as well and part 3 as well. It's just that here you have to talk about the same question in a story format. Okay, did you understand?
Yes.
See the question. Talk about your favorite movie. Same question was there in part 1 as well. What's your favorite movie? But then there you have to just give 2 or 3 sentences. Here you have to talk for 2 minutes. All right, with a pointer. 1, 2, 3. 3 pointers. Okay, here there's 4th pointer. All right, most of this will be WH question. Describe what kind of exercises people do in your country. What exactly do they do? Where do they usually do it? Why do they do it? Describe an item you would buy if you received a large amount of money. What would you buy? Everybody in a sequence. Divya, what would you buy?
Gucci perfumes.
What? Sorry?
That if you got a large amount of money, then what would you buy, right?
Yeah.
Gucci perfumes.
Perfumes, Gucci perfumes. My goodness. So what is large amount of money for you? Gucci perfumes will cost you how much? What is the cost of a Gucci perfume?
Gucci perfume, Gucci is a brand, right?
Uh-huh. I know it's a branded perfume, but I don't know the cost. So I'm asking you the cost.
I don't know. I didn't never buy it.
All right. Okay.
To buy
So,
it, so I just imagine if I got a large
okay.
amount of money, then I'll buy a Gucci perfume.
Okay. All right. So they're fairly large is what? 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs? I don't know. Is it beyond that? Oh,
Yes.
find out and let me know. Okay.
Yes.
Pooja Patil, what would you buy if you get large amount of money?
How much a large amount of money?
Yeah, that's what you have to define. For somebody like a teenager, large amount of money could be 5,000 rupees. Somebody who's working, 1 lakh also may not be sufficient. All right. So what's a large amount of money you define? And tell me. Amita, what would you buy?
Well, it depends upon how much money
Yeah. Let's
that
assume a
I
figure.
get. So suppose if I get, like 20, 25 lakhs, I would rather spend it buying a second home for myself somewhere in the nature's lap.
Okay. All right. Pooja Sudke, what would you buy?
Yes, again is based on like how much amount I'm going to get. But yes, if it is like 20 lakhs to crore, then I will establish a shelter for animals. And
Oh, okay. All right.
That's very nice. How thoughtful.
Yeah. We cannot think beyond us. Gucci perfume मार के घूमेंगे हाँ? और क्या? Yes.
Second
All
home.
right.
So
See this?
can I be
Second home.
unrealistic about this question?
Yeah. You want to go to Mars?
No.
Along with Elon Musk? Yes, you tell me. What is your unrealistic expectation? Tell me.
Like a millions of dollars, I would buy a
Yeah. What would you buy?
private jet.
Oh, yes. Why not? बड़े बड़े सोचने में क्या जाता है ना? देने
Actually,
वालों
I
को
thought
ये
of that only, but then this tree gave a very realistic answer. So I thought that would be childish of me.
No, it's
No,
okay.
not
If you
at all.
see, it's if means it can be anything. It's a limitless option. If, all right, yes. Think big. You will get it. थोड़ा बाहर निकलो और सोचो, बड़ा और सोचो. Nobody cares कि तुम लोग private jet में घूमो या मार्स पे जाओ. Finally, what is this exam about? It's English. How well you're going to present your thoughts. How organized these thoughts are. Okay, so it's your answers of Gucci perfume to jet, everything is going to get the same points if you answer it well. Okay, so
Okay.
why? You have to explain why Gucci perfume. Okay, why? What is it and why and how would you feel? So, how do you express Gucci perfume? What is Gucci perfume? Just explain it to others. What is so special about it?
Fragrance, luxurious.
Ah,
And it's a luxurious, so that's the reason. And everyone almost likes branded things. So
yeah. So it's branded, it's luxurious, and what kind of fragrance it has? I don't know. I really want to know what's so special about Gucci that you want to buy. Gucci perfumes. Google, tell us something about Gucci perfumes. Some exotic perfumes. I don't know. How do they smell? Yeah, fragrance. I can just think of these 2, 3. Designer fragrances. Oh my God. Okay. Let me ask specific questions. The first is why people buy Gucci perfume. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. I think this is what you should be speaking beyond 2 words. The words are same. Luxurious, fragrances, these the words which you use, they are same. But then you can see
Exotic.
this. Yeah.
Exotic.
Right. Artful designs of Gucci. Even the bottles are unique. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
That make great additions to any vanity. Oh my God. So unless you're into makeup, okay, and dressing and fashion, I don't think these words will come naturally to you. Or if you're reading about it. Okay. So I know these words, but they don't come naturally to me. I can't think of vanity as the first word. Okay. Dressing table or countertop. So it really adds on to your collection. All right. They have this array means again the
Collection.
word, collection of many, okay, like in a row. Exclusive garden inspired fragrances and perfumed oils. Oh, Alchemist Garden. Oh, I didn't know that. Luxurious packaging that enhances the experience and makes the product stand out. All these words should be there in your list, Divya. Most of these words. Wonderful fragrances that are considered some of the best in the world. Simple language. Okay. Unique and artificial ingredients used to create their perfume. Now, do you know why people buy Gucci perfumes? Huh? It's a most popular and well-reputed designer brands in existence right now. Worth its price. See this. Okay. Best perfumes. It's like rain in a bottle with earthy, people say earthy, and musky tones. Okay. That smell incredible. Right? It is sure to resonate. Resonate means it's parallel. Okay. It matches. It's a confidence and femininity. Nice. Gucci bamboo. Is that so? Some natural. So before you speak, you should Google or you should find or you should know, you should have done your base research. All right. So what are the words for the animal shelter? Pooja Sudke.
Animal shelter. Word for animal shelter.
What would you talk about when you want to probably build an animal shelter? What
Like
story will you give us?
Okay, so the current what we can say, the current life or situation of our animals, street animals in our country is very terrible. They are treated like anything, so they need our help and support, which is they are not getting. So just to improve the life of those needy animals, I want to establish a shelter so that they will get a peaceful and good environment.
Okay, all right. Street animals, another word for street animals?
Stray.
Stray animals. Yes, yes, absolutely right.
Develop an environment where they would feel safe
Yes,
and warmed.
they are well fed. Okay, they
Hmm.
are treated like anything. Anything is like anything. Okay, there's no word in that. So
Yes,
they're
that
treated terribly. Their living conditions are pathetic. Okay, they are in dire need of some support. Okay, again,
correct.
let's ask Google. Why animal shelters are important? Again, you'll get some pointers. Can you see this? Shelters give us place to learn and grow. They may love connection, supplies with best friends. Shelters build floodgates to stem the rising tide of unwanted puppies and kittens. Yes, they overall they improve the health and well-being of companion animals in the communities they serve. Why you should agree? Can you see this? There are certain animals who are
Yes.
some can be dangerous to people also. Oh yes, other way around. Okay, or wildlife. And their animal care and control officers take those dangers to protect the safety. That's another angle to it altogether. Okay. And then nothing interesting. Can you see this? Safe haven. Okay, that is the place. All right, for abandoned and stray animals. Yes.
Yeah.
Most of the animal owners probably leave their animals or abandon their animals once they get some disease, you know. So they're abandoned. So, or they're not able to take care of them. If there are too many puppies in the same house, they just abandon them. They offer medical care, treatment to sick animals, and promote responsible pet ownership. So there are many animals which are actually open for adoption.
Adoption.
Yes. Animal shelters also help control animal populations and prevent animal cruelty and abuse. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, these two words actually I missed.
Yeah. Right. So if you're an animal lover, you should know these words. You should use it. They play a crucial role in the welfare of animals. And just use it. Today you're using it for street animals, stray animals. Tomorrow you can use the same words for wild animals as well. You understand? Or for poor people, for beggars. Okay, they're destitutes. Okay, they are extremely poor people without any home and all. All these words can be used there, that how we need to protect them, how we need to give them shelter, how they need to live a dignified life, so on and so forth. Okay, all right.
Yes.
So let's again go to the storytelling. One more will do. Oh, it's already 2. Oh God. I'll just check one more. Okay. Okay. Before the other students join, quickly describe a present you have given to someone recently. Again, you can use Gucci perfumes here. You understand? Okay. Same words. Earthy, not earthy, musky. Okay. Yeah. Floral. You can use any words. Okay. Sandal, any fragrance that you like, you can use that word. How it is exotic, luxurious, how it is branded, designer. Okay. Whatever you've received, you can give also to somebody. Nobody actually cares that, how expensive it is, how luxurious it is, and whether you have really given. Okay. You can talk about it as if you have given. You can also talk about puppy here. For example, Pooja loves animals, right? So you can say how you gifted somebody the puppy and how, that puppy was in need of some kind of a love and care and companionship. And you can use all those words which you learned there, and you can use it here as if you gifted it to somebody. All right. Amita can talk about the property that she gifted some property to somebody. I don't know. I don't know. Pooja Patil can gift a jet, okay, to anybody, but you can use, okay. And what it was, why did you choose it? How did the person feel about it? Now, the question is how the person feels after getting the present.
Overwhelmed.
Oh, overwhelmed. Okay.
Overwhelmed.
Wow, that way. Okay.
Exclaimed with joy.
Yes. With joy. Explained with joy, what?
Exclaimed.
Exclaimed with joy, yes. So, wow, that way. Okay, all right. Then, unbelievable,
Yeah.
These days, I guess when people get iPhone, they believe it. But in the past, iPhone was a big thing, right? So when people get these phones like iPhones and all, they get unbelievable. Okay, she had this jaw-dropping experience that seriously, okay, she felt incredible. Okay, she was overjoyed. She was on cloud 9. Okay, now
Cloud 9.
okay, Satve Aspan Pe thi. In Hindi it is Satve Aspan. In English it is Navve Aspan Pe. Okay. So on cloud 9. Right. Then emotional. Somebody can turn emotional as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
so overwhelmed we can use, no?
Yeah.
Instead of emotional.
Overwhelmed. Okay. Somebody was moved. Emotional. Okay. And what else? What else do we have? Unbelievable. We use that. Incredible. Amazing. Emotional we used. Okay. Anything else? Extremely happy. Ecstatic. That's it.
Ecstatic, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. All right. Would you know how to work on this?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Would you try? Huh? Describe an event of history that you remember. Today is 26th July. Which is?
2005.
Kargil.
Yes.
Kargil Divas, yeah.
Yes. Yes. So everybody's talking of that. If you can think about the same thing parallelly. All right. So every day there's something special, which Google also puts it on the Google Doodle. Okay. Read about it and you can really try connecting with those topics. Talk about your leisure time. That means what? Your hobbies, your free time activities. Okay. And talk about only one. Okay. Not everything. One. Define one. If you know swimming or if you know guitar, if you know weaving, if you know knitting, whatever dancing, sports, just define that and use all the interesting words. TV program you watch regularly. You can watch anything. Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma or some Sherlock Holmes, right? Or some Discovery Channel. If you don't watch anything these days, there's no TV program that you watch regularly. Whichever business you are into, you can use that and make it as a TV program. For example, Divya is into hospitality. So she can say there's a TV program called as the hospitality service or hospitality buzz, something like that. Okay. Which is there on some travel expo and I watch it regularly. Amita is into IT. So Amita, you can say that, there's a TV program for all the techno gadget lovers. Okay. And I watch that. I follow that guy very regularly. Pooja Patil is into sports or guitar. So you can say there's a music program or there's some sports program, and I follow that program. Pooja Surke is into HR or into animal. She also loves animals. Then you can say that there's some stray animals, love animals. Okay, love and care, some animals related travel TV program which you follow. All right. Do you understand? What time you make it? Like every Saturday, every Friday, once in a week, thrice in a week, twice in a week. Okay, why you like it? For the same thing, for the same reasons. You're from that industry, you'll know the right words for it. Okay. Don't go blank in the examination. That's the underlined part. You cannot go blank. You have to choose one in first 5 seconds and start. You cannot keep thinking, what should I talk? I don't watch any TV program. Don't do like that. Okay. Any questions for me? Describe a happy married couple that you know, your own parents, your sisters, cousins, yourself, anybody, but don't choose yourself if you're married. Okay, what means of transportation would you choose for yourself? Car, motorcycle, bicycle. Describe a birthday party that you or your friend threw. Pooja Patil attended 2 birthday parties yesterday and before that, right? So please enjoy the party, but at the same time try to express in English. Then that's it. Okay. So I'll share the sheet with you. Go through it. All right.